here's the project. How do you find it? You go to Canvas. So if you go to Canvas, part 1 is where you find the link to our class master file. I'll try to also put that up on part 2 as well. But then if you slip down to, where is it? Project part 2. Project part 2, this one right here, this is where you get this handout right here that I'm going over, the project part 2B data cleanup. So this basically, the first part shows you some stuff to help you familiarize yourself with Excel. Excel has columns that are each a different letter, and then it has rows that are numbered. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. So like, for example, this cell here is I, column I, and row 17. So this is I-17. That's the name of this cell right here. What else? Talk about other parts later. You're going to be entering data and other information into the cell. So I'm going to kind of give you some directions. So kind of try to match this up if you can. Editing, escape. So first off, go to our master class. So here's our master class file. And someone give me, well, I'll just pick one. So say you pick major. Here's one. Major. If major is one of the ones, you've all picked 4 questions. Right, bless you.
Thank you.
You have 4 questions you took a picture of, right? 1 for group A, 1 for group B, 1 for group C, and 1 for group D. Right, so group A was like 1 through 8 or something like that, and group B was like 9 through 15 or whatever. So say your group A1 was major. Then you would click on the B itself. If I left click on the B, and then I do Control C, then I can go to a new spreadsheet. So File, New, open up a new one. Don't try to save it into mine. You would need your own. Then you can go over here. I might stick it in B. If you go Control V, it'll paste it in there. Okay? And then maybe one, let's see, I don't know. Let's pick some other ones. Eye color, sure. Or sport. Control C. Go over to your new one. Pick a spot, Control V. And it'll pop it into there. And maybe you want tall. Control C. Control V. And the last one, I don't know. Who's that? Control C. Control V. Okay, everybody all right with that part? After you do that, you need to make a copy of this. So this is your sheet 1. It's kind of the original data you've picked out. So don't mess with this one. Mess with everything in a separate sheet. So we're going to copy the whole thing. How do you copy it? You click on this little box here in this corner between the A and the 1. If you click on that one, it highlights everything. And then you can Control C that. And then for Excel, you'll have a little spot to add a sheet. For this one, you hit the plus here to add a sheet. And then you can just, I think from this top thing, you can Control V as well from there. And that'll paste it in there. So now you have 2 sheets that are exactly the same. And I would say mess with stuff in sheet 2 so you don't have to recopy them. All right, so a couple things. One is I can overwrite this. If I want to overwrite this with something, I can type stuff in and it'll overwrite it. If I hit enter or left arrow down or right arrow down, or right arrow or left arrow, it'll enter that spot. If I messed up and I want to undo it, this little undo button is your best friend right here. So if I hit undo, it'll put it back if I screwed something up. You'll also notice up here, this is the formula area. So if it says it's business management because I'm on business management, if it went up, it goes to what's your major. Right? So whatever is in that box is what I click on. So if I want to change something in there and I want to say somebody misspelled something, like, I don't know, psychology, I can just click in there and change that around. You can also hit escape. So if I start messing with something and realize, oh wait, I missed some keys by mistake. If I hit escape, it kind of takes me out of wherever I am. So if you haven't hit enter yet, you can get rid of that with the escape key. Let's see. Good. We talked about cutting and pasting. Great. Right. You want to have, ideally, at least 5, no more than 12 categories. So if you have things like major, you're going to have a lot more than 12 categories. You've got to combine some. So that's kind of what we're kind of looking at. Your other category should not have more than 10% of your data in it. So maybe you might have a couple different others. Instead, they're kind of specific. But let's see, let me show you how to sort. So let me pick all of these categories. I'm going to left-click drag and grab all of them. And it's a little longer than I thought. There's a lot of them. And you go to data and sort range. And then I have a header row because I picked the titles, so click on that one. And I want to sort by major. Great. Or you can choose to sort by flavor, favorite, shoe size, different things. So you'll sort different times. So here I'll sort all of them that way, and I can see how a bunch of them are grouped up. A lot of nursing, a lot of neuroscience, neurobiology. Maybe I make those all neuroscience. Oh, there's another microbiology, mechanical engineering, not a lot of math, finance. So maybe I combine biology with some of the, maybe I count some of these other ones as microbiology, maybe I count that as biology. You can kind of use your own judgment a little bit here to sort of figure out. So maybe I make this biology, and change that one. And then maybe I want this one to be neuroscience also. Right, so if I click on one, see how it's just a regular white arrow there? You haven't seen the white arrow? If I move it over here, and now I got the crosshairs, that little cross with the crosshairs like that, the black crosshairs. If I left click and drag, I can copy it, it'll copy over. Do you see how I copied that up? So you can copy that up, or if I wanted to copy that down, I could drag down and change all those to that one. Oops, that's wrong. Just undo it. Good? So those are some of the tricks you can use to kind of sort through that. And again, I think you have to sort of pick through, at some point maybe you do math. There's not enough math, so you might make that, STEM, other STEM, right? So everyone kind of sees. So I'm not going to mess with sheet 1, but I'm just going to make this other STEM. Everybody on board with how to, does everyone understand the idea? I need to have no more than 12 categories. Right now I have way too many. Right, I've got industrial engineering, information tech, interior design, journalism, liberal studies, other STEM, mechanical engineering. I have like way more than 12. Way more than 12. You need to have 12 or less. Everybody understand that? Which means I need to group some into groups. That makes sense. All right. And then correct any ones that don't make sense. And then you need to, if you want to center them, I don't know if you want to, I wouldn't bother with that one. But if you want to change the width of the cells, so you can see more, like here the engineering gets cut off. If I go up here, and I move back and forth, see the arrow goes to this little left-right double arrow. If I left-click drag on that one, I can make it bigger. So that's useful. Left-click drag, okay. And then also grids, counting the number of entries we have. Okay, so we need to do count A, count, and min-max. So here, we got into the bottom, below, give yourself a couple of rows below, and every formula has to start off with equals. So equals, and see where it says count A, just look at this part right here, right? Equals count A, and then what you've got. So equals, escape, equals, count A, parentheses, and then drag the ones you want, left click drag. All the way up. But I'm not going to count the top one because I'm not counting him. And then you can kind of see where it comes in right here. It's counting from B2 all the way down to B142. And I'm going to close the parentheses and hit enter. And then there's 141 of those. You can drag this over as well. The issue is that I stopped here and these ones go on. So it means you probably need to edit those. It should really end at, looks like C145. Do you guys see the 145 there? So you can go in here up to the top and edit it up here in the formula spot and make that 145 instead if you like, and that would work. And it even highlights it. This one, these ones are not alphabetical. So everyone understand these are alphabets, right, letters? So these are count A's. These ones are just regular counts because they're numbers. You don't want to count the any words in there. So this should be changed to, instead of count A, it should say count. And I will check that. So take out the A, and then I need this to go to, so you can see the orange part where it goes to. I need to go down to 145, so I'll change that. And then you can see it shows highlighted what it's counting. Good? So far? Everybody all right with that? And I can drag it this way. Oops. Oh no, drag it that way. And then we also need min and max. We don't do min and max for these because can you have the minimum of like red, orange, yellow, green, blue? No. Minimum and maximum are for numbers only. So you need to do min and max for these two. And it's the same exact thing. Equals min, parentheses, and then grab them all. Enter. Good. So the minimum of all those is 20. The max equals max, parentheses, drag them all. Or you could, since you know what they are, you can type them in. You know it's D2 to D145. And that gives you the max. So you can see up here it says min and max equals min and equals max. All right, any questions on this? All right, at the end you need to save the file and email me a link to your Google Sheet or email me your Excel file. Right. Get back to our laptop.